Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to start another reading vlog for October. It's going to be the 7th through whenever I finish my next book. I am not close to finishing anything, so this one could be a long one. Maybe I won't talk much. I kind of doubt it. Anyway, the way I'm going so far. So I finished a lot of things today, so it's the evening, I'm home from work, and so Cooper is upset because I have already filmed a little bit here. So I'm just going to give a quick recap of the books I'm in progress on. I am reading The Beetle by Richard Marsh for Victober. I am reading this for one of the serialized. I'm doing that prompt again, I know. But this one has to do with an ancient evil from Egypt and a politician. And again, this is one that was on my card of shame for 3 years because I did try to read this at the end of 2021's Victober, but I gave up on it just because I was done. Anyway, so I want to get this done this week. So I only read 40 pages yesterday, so I need to read at least 60 pages to be on track because I want to try to finish this within the week. And I'm going to do 50 pages a day, and it's like just over, it's like 362 or something. So it's just over if I do 50 pages a day. So that's why I need to get back on track. So this is my main priority, physically reading. I am also in the middle of Aurora Leigh by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So this is a novel in verse. I'm reading this for Katie's prompt. And this was Marissa's prompt, sorry. This one I'm failing at. I've done 2 out of the 9 books that are between 30 and 40 pages each. And again, they're in verse, so it's hard. She alludes to so many different things in classical literature, in histories and things that I don't know a lot of those. Like some of them I know right off what she's talking about. But again, it's something the poets always do in this time period, and I'm really bad at poetry. So the story of Aurora Leigh is telling her life story, and the first 2 books were her childhood and then her circumstances in her childhood of where she ended up, and then the second book is kind of her for becoming an adult and some of the first decisions she has to make due to certain things that happen. I like the story. Like I'm interested in her life, like where it's going to go, because I'm not sure where this is going to go at all. I have no idea from what the back kind of says. She's going to meet some people during her life. So I do want to continue, but I'm not tonight. I might not do this all this week. I might have to split it up where every couple of days I read one of the books. I can't, I don't know if I can force it tonight. So we'll see. But I am technically, I'm 74 pages in, and I have, 7 of the 9 books left to read. I did start Ashburn House, The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates last week, but I have not picked it up in days. This was my Spookoplathon roll number 2, and because I got horror from a community shelf prompt. So this one was just a daily deal on Audible, so I did pick up the audiobook. So I might pick up this some later in the month when we're closer to the spooky time. I just feel like this is too early for me because I'm so into Victober right now. So I will come back to this, but this is just kind of floating out there. And now that I have an audiobook, I have an option, because I almost bought an audiobook a couple of days ago, and I'm glad I held off. That one I got lucky. I don't usually get that lucky. Usually I've already bought it when I see the sale. Anyway. And then I am listening to The Way of Kings. I am in part 2 of the first book. Again, my editions are split up. So I am 84 pages into the second section. So I have about 440 pages left, or a little over 9 hours left of the audiobook. That's done by Michael Kramer and Kate Reading. So so far I'm getting back into this after taking a break. I think I finished the first section in July or August. I don't even remember now. And I was going to wait and do this at the end of November, but my rule number 3 for Spookopoly was a scroll feed or feed scroll, and then I chose Instagram, which probably wasn't a good idea, because, you know, I realized later that I could have gotten an ACOTAR book, which I didn't, but I got the Way of Kings was the first thing that popped up. That was a book that was on my TBR. So I am, as I said, listening to, this is my audiobook right now. So I do want to get this done this week. I'm hoping to get it done in this video. I'm hoping to make some progress on these books, but there's quite a bit of them. So I don't know how this video is going to go, because I am so early in all the books. I started all the books. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it. I will probably check in tomorrow. Maybe I'll make some progress and be able to say things are going well. I hope. But again, tonight, my main, my idea is to get as far into the Beetle as I can tonight. Aurora Lee, I think I'm gonna take tonight off for that. I'll probably read some tomorrow. Maybe I'll try tomorrow. And then Way of Kings tomorrow will be my audiobook at work. So if I have time, I'll listen. If not, I don't. But I'm hoping to get that done by the end of the week. So I hope to get at least, you know, a little bit. I'm going to at least listen in the car to and from work. Which will get me not quite an hour read, but it'll get me at least some. So anyway, that's it. I talk too much again, as always. Anyway, so this is the next reading vlog for at least a couple of days. We'll see. Okay, I did that. I would do a little update only because I was trying to get to page 100. I got to page 98. That's where the last chapter ended. So I am far into the book. I got that. I fell asleep at some point. I don't think the book put me to sleep, but you know, it just happened. I didn't mean to. I think it's because I was just tired, because I didn't sleep very well last night, because I knew I was going to start exercising again, and I didn't sleep very well. So anyway, I'm going to head off to bed now. But this is getting really like interesting, and I don't know why I stopped, because again, I'm about 25 pages from where I stopped last time, and I'm like, why did I stop so far? It's like, it's so interesting. So again, we're following, there's 4 sections here. I didn't realize there's 4. I found my little tab. It was kind of small. And the first section was from, again, this guy who's down on his luck, and he crawls into the wrong house to find shelter during a storm, or, you know, rainstorm or whatever, and things go badly for him, and he is made to do certain things. And then the second one starts around page 60 something, 62 or 63, I don't remember what it was, something around there in the 60s. So the first section isn't very long. The second one is a little bit longer, and we're following a scientist who is been thrown, you know, his love life is not where he wants it to be for the woman he wants is going to marry somebody else, and he just found out. And so he has all these really bad feelings towards the guy. And he witnesses something that happens in the first section, but he doesn't quite understand what's going on, and he's kind of drawn into it because he has interaction with this politician, Paul Lessingham. So it's all kind of around Paul and things attached to him. So, but it's just so interesting because Atherton, the first guy, Robert, it's not that you like him, you just feel sorry for him, and he gets caught up in something out of his control. And then Atherton, you're just like, he's a scientist, and so he sounds really smart, but he's kind of awkward with his declaration of love, and he didn't think that thing out. But he's upset about it, but it's like he knows a lot of stuff, and he's this scientist for the kind of the War Department kind of thing. It doesn't say that, but he does something the government knows about it, you know, like he works with chemicals and things like that. And but what just happened was so interesting, like, why didn't I remember that? And I didn't. So it's really good so far. I don't think we're supposed to like Atherton, sorry, I keep saying his name wrong. But I also think you get to learn a lot about stuff from him because he's interesting. Anyway, I just, this is going in directions I forgot, first of all. But also is really interesting. So unfortunately, as I said, if I hadn't taken that nap, I could have got farther. But I am at 98 pages. So, so I did make, I mean, I'm going to count that as I did 60 pages, and 62 pages would have made it to 100 pages, but that's fine. We're fine. I'm hoping tomorrow to do a better chunk. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so I'm just gonna, that's for Monday night. So, anyway, I will check in probably after work, tomorrow. Again, my focus is going to be on The Way of Kings, audiobook wise, and, The Beetle physically. I think that's it. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Anyway, later. Hey guys, so it is after work, and I will talk about my reading, which wasn't very much. It was a really busy day. So I didn't read much. I mean, I didn't listen to The Way of Kings at all. So I'm gonna go leave. It's 4 o'clock and I'm leaving now. But, I mean, the whole Amazon Prime days are happening right now. So I've already looked at stuff and there's not a whole lot I want to buy, but Barnes & Noble is has triple, what do you call it? Triple points. So I might go there and do because I normally go once a month. As I said, I let myself buy a book or two. So I think I'm going to let myself go do that today. Not that I need a book, but I'm still going to go. So I'm trying to be better this month. I mean, I've done pretty good so far this month, but it's the 8th and I haven't bought that much. Anyway, so I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble. So here we go. Okay, so I didn't film inside because, I mean, there was quite a few people actually okay. So the Barnes & Noble close to me, really close to me, a couple miles away, they don't put out a lot of the buy one, get one half off. If I want really good deals, I go all the way, a half hour away to Tualatin. But I don't like to do that on the weekdays. So I did buy some full price books, but I mean, again, I have my discount for being a member or premium member. But mostly I was doing it to get the stamps because I'm waiting for November or December when I'll spend those. So anyway, I bought 2 horror and 1 fantasy. I'm just gonna do this real quick. I'm feeling really stupid in my car. I got Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison. I've been wanting to get that one forever, and it just never goes on sale anywhere I look. So I finally got that. I did kind of splurge on this one because this one just came out today, and that is The Black Hunger by Nicholas Pullen. And I just sounded really cool. So something about some guy is telling his story. I think it's queer, and it's in the 1800s, I think. It's historical. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm feeling really dumb here right now. Everybody's watching me. No, not everybody. One person. And then I bought, for cozy-ish, I'm not sure how cozy this is, but The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. So I've been wanting to read that one too. My library hold is coming soon on the audio, but I just decided I want to buy it. I don't know. Maybe that was not a good choice, but I bought those. Those are what I bought. So anyway, I will talk more when I get home because a few things happened garage-wise, and then we'll talk about where my reading's at. But yeah, I just spent some money. No, I should not have done that. Hey guys, it's Amy. So it's now 5:30. Yeah, so I got home, after spending my moolah. Anyway, and I just spent some more. So here's the update. So in case you guys have been following along with my garage saga, in January, again, we had a water pipe burst in my brother's garage. We have a duplex together that we live in, one on each side. And we have been dealing with trying to get the reconstruction done for all the summer and now into the fall. So we got everything kind of finally squared away in September of figuring, we got insurance, I think, paid at the end of August or whatever. So it's just trying to get quotes. And finally we got quotes back, and then we kind of had to go with doors that we didn't want We had to go dark gray. Our house is light gray, but we were gonna make do and paint the trim to match the house so that at least it didn't look weird. I don't know, we were gonna do something. Anyway, I got the call today telling us that they found light doors. So we're gonna get the light gray. They found them. They weren't at the factory, but somebody had them, so they were able to get them here in the state. So, which is nice. So we're just waiting for I think the garage door openers and the rails to come in, and then we can schedule to have them come out and do the doors. Okay, so oh my gosh, the cat. Sorry, hold on. Okay, sorry for the interruption, but Cooper just puked. And of course, he did it between some books on the floor, my cart, and the bookshelf. So I had to go clean it up right away. He didn't get anything but the floor. But Cooper is one of those cats that eats like so fast that he will half the time puke afterwards. Not quite half. I'm just exaggerating. But little brat, he just came in here and puked with me. Anyway, so I cleaned that up. So anyway, what was I saying? So he called to say I got the gray doors, so the light gray doors. So that's really great. So now we don't have to paint. We'll have to paint a few things still in the house that I have keep putting it off. Because I was waiting for the doors to be done because I thought we'd have to paint stuff. So now we might have to do that. Anyway, but the doors, okay, so we're moving forward. And then he asked me, he's like, well, did you ever see, you were supposed to put down another down payment. And I said, I didn't see anything. I didn't have anything in my email. And I've been like, I look at my email multiple times a day. So I'm like, I never received anything. I just figured you were going to do it once the doors, they were scheduled, and then we'd do it. And he said, no, I need to have the stuff for the doors. They asked for so much down now that he's already ordered the doors. And he goes, I didn't realize you hadn't paid it yet. And I go, well, I haven't seen anything. So he's like, okay, well, we'll send you. And he gave the amount. And I'm like, that's the full quantity left to pay for. We don't want to pay the full quantity because it's not done. No, you said a partial for the doors, and then we'd pay the rest when everything was done. So we kind of went back and forth on that. So he sent that through. So now I've paid a big wad of money to get the doors. It's all insurance money. Don't get me wrong. It just hurts when it leaves your bank account, when you know it's been sitting in savings going, well, I wish that was mine, but it's not. It's for the house. Anyway, so we have paid another down payment on that, and I told him I would pay as soon as the doors are up and running and everything we think it's all okay. I will pay the rest pretty quickly. I'm not going to hold out on them. I have the money from the insurance. It's just, I don't know. He made it sound like I wouldn't pay right away, and he was on the, he was, on, I don't know, my terminology. I can't think what he said. Like, he's on the whatever for it. He's online for what? No, that's not right. Anyway, I don't know. I can't think right now. Today's been one of those days where my words aren't matching with what my brain is thinking. It was a weird day today. Anyway, so so I told him I'm not going to wait to pay you. It's just, I want it done before I pay you. I want to make sure the doors are going up and down and we can get in and out and our cars can get in and out. And then, so anyway, so I won't hear from him again probably for another week when finally all the rest of the parts come in, and then we'll schedule what day. I will probably take that day off. I don't think my brother can that short a notice at his job, but I will be able to. There's nothing going on at work that I cannot take off a day, so I will probably be the one to do that, which is fine. I'll take a day off. I have a couple saved just for that one, for that purpose. I didn't want to schedule them. So anyway, that's the update on the garages. We're getting closer. I still think it's going to be end of October at the earliest. Because again, they don't have everything yet. So I'm guessing by the end of the week, they might have the end. And then they said they were 10 days out. So I'm guessing the end of the month, early November. It's going to be, we'll get there. Anyway, so there's that update. So anyway, so let's talk about books. I'm sure that's what you're here for. But those of you who wanted to know about my garage ordeal, I did get a book that I forgot was coming. I guess I pre-ordered this and I forgot, and it showed up today. So it's The Nightmare Before Christmas, a royals and romance novel by Sarah Rash. And I've heard really good things about this for people who had arcs and things online. So it's two princes, two rival holidays. What could possibly go wrong? And I don't remember why they have to work together. I guess they're trying to marry off the Iris, the Easter princess, and but he doesn't have a choice to go for her, and then the other one comes the Hex. I don't know. It just looks cute. There's two princes, and I think that it's one of those things where they're supposed to be vying for the girl, but then they end up together. I don't know. It sounds cute for a holiday one. I'm giving it a chance. I've not read from this author. I don't know anything about it, but it just looked funny, and I obviously pre-ordered it on a whim because I didn't quite remember that I did that. Anyway, so yeah, today was a lot of books day, and again, Amazon Prime's still going on, so I don't know, I might buy some more books. We'll see. I'm going to try to hold off. Although, I'm really wondering if I should buy a new Kindle, because mine is, as I said, it's glitching. It works for the most part, but it keeps glitching every once in a while where I have to shut it off and then try to get to restart, and I'm kind of annoyed with it. But I don't know if I can put down the money right now. I should really wait. Anyway. Reading wise, today I only read from The Beetle by Richard Marsh. Work was really busy. Mostly it was my own fault because I told somebody I was caught up, and so they gave me work. I asked for work pretty much, so it wasn't. It was my own fault anyway. So it lasted most of the day with the rest of the stuff that I normally had to do. It was just a slow day for other things, so it kind of worked out. It's just I didn't feel like listening to the audiobook The Way of Kings at the beginning, and then I just didn't pick it up during the day because I was doing stuff that it was not conducive to be listening to something that I want to pay attention to and then do that work. Does that make sense? Because there's certain tasks I have that are mindless that I'm just typing and doing stuff and checking stuff, and it's easy to listen to audiobooks. And then there's stuff that I was doing today, which was a little bit more, I have to pay attention. So no audiobook today. So I'm hoping I still can get it done by the end of the week. I'm hoping tomorrow will be an audiobook day a little bit better. But I did read The Beetle while on my breaks. So I got almost 40 pages. A little bit over 40 pages. For me, that's really good for my breaks. I think although I still got interrupted during my lunch break, I just can't seem to get through a lunch break without somebody calling me or showing up that I have to go do something. But I read quite a bit. I was actually pretty impressed with that. It reads pretty fast. I got to the point where I had stopped and I was like, why did I stop there? I hate when I find books that I have abandoned, which is why I don't get rid of books off of my cart of shame until I've given them a second chance. Because sometimes it's just the mood switched for me, or I just got tired of reading certain books all in a row. And again, this was at the end of Victober of 2021, and it was like my last physical read I picked up, and I didn't finish it. I just was like, and I probably had Nano in a couple of days, and my brain was already switching off, which is why my Victober reading, I'm trying to get as much done in the first 3 weeks so that the last week I can decide what I'm going to do, because I still haven't made a decision on NaNoWriMo yet. I haven't decided if I'm just going to do kind of my own writing, like trying to get myself back into a routine and just not do the 50,000 words and do NaNoWriMo, but do something else, kind of lower impact, because I haven't written all year since last November. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm still working on that. When I know, you'll know. Anyway, this is really good. The second POV, again, is the scientist. So it's interesting how he interacts with things that are happening that are weird and bizarre, and he looks at it really differently compared to the first guy who didn't have any, no scientific, that wasn't he had been a clerk, so it hadn't been, he hadn't been in that kind of industry. So it's really interesting. I'm really excited because in 40 pages, I switched to the woman who has been pretty talked about in this section due to her relationship to the politician, who is the one who's kind of like, this story is about the politician and this beetle and this weird guy. Anyway, but the weird thing, I don't know, it's hard to explain what he is. I don't want to give away what the beetle, how that all goes, but it is creepy and things are weird things, and but the politicians, girlfriend or fiance is the next section. So I'm interested to see what happens, because I have 40 pages till we get there. So things could go badly between now and then. But then her section's next. And then I don't know what the last one is. I don't want to look yet. I'm going to wait till I get closer. I accidentally saw that she was the next one. So that's why I know. Anyway, so because I looked to see how many pages I'd left to the next thing. And I'm like, oh, it's hers. Okay. But I have about 40 pages. So I'm going to read that tonight for sure. And I hope to get at least a little bit into her POV in the next one. Because I want to get, again, I'm close at, if I hit the end of the scientist POV, then it'll be halfway through the book. And almost exactly. So if I could get a little bit into hers, then I'm making good progress, and I might get this book done earlier, and I could maybe come back and maybe read Aurora Lee, because right now I don't feel like picking this up at all. This is not anything I want to read, so this is still kind of hanging out there. And I still have a couple other Victober reads I'd like to try to get, that I have physically, that I'd like to read at the end of this week if I can finish this early and I decide not to go forward with Aurora Lee. We will see what happens. Anyway, so I'm going to go and read this, and we'll see what happens. As I said, again, it's reading really fast. And again, last night, I probably would have got a huge dent done if I hadn't fallen asleep. So I'm hoping I don't fall asleep again on the couch. Because again, I have leftovers for dinner, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to reheat. So I don't have to do much. So I'm just going to watch it, and I'll watch a little booktube. But I think I'm going to try to get, as I said, I want to get at least the 40 pages done. And if I can get, deeper into that, then I have a chance of finishing this earlier in the week, like, Thursday instead of Saturday, which was my plan. So we will see what happens, but I'm really enjoying that. I don't think I would say I like it better than Dracula at this point, because that's the comparison, because they came out in the same year, and the Beetle technically outsold Dracula in his first couple years, I think. So I'm curious to see how I feel at the end of it. But I think Dracula is still a classic for a good reason. And the Beetle, though, is really fascinating. Like, I'm having a fun time with this. So anyway, I'm going to go sit on the couch, and that's kind of it. Anyway, hopefully I'll get some reading done. We'll see. Okay, guys. So I'm in a weird mood today, clearly. I did finish the second section, so I am now at 189 pages, so I'm just over half, just barely over halfway, like by 5 pages. 4 pages. Anyway, I am really enjoying this. Again, I found the perspective really interesting, because he is a scientist and emotionally wanting to protect somebody, or wanting to get close to somebody, and it's not going his way. He was kind of dense about other things, but he was also very, it was interesting because of the way he thought about things, all the weird stuff that happens. Anyway, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. This is very creepy, and not like scary, like I'm not gonna go upstairs and have nightmares, I don't think. I'm not, but it's very creepy in with the bugs things. Again, but it's also very subtle, so it's not overtly. Anyway, really enjoying that. I didn't read as much as I wanted to, because I started looking online. Yes, I bought a few books off the Prime sale. I shouldn't have done it, but there was I just did. Anyway, no more. And then I was doing that, or I'd finished that, and then I talked to my parents to let them know about our garage doors and stuff like that, and my parents were like, oh yeah, we might come up on Saturday so you and your dad can go to do your pals book shopping. So there might be more books in my future, which I knew. I mean, again, I've been waiting since May for my dad and I to find a weekend that we could go. So it might be this weekend. We'll see. We'll see when we get closer to the weekend, but this could be another big month of books, and then I just really have to stop. Just if I could make myself do that. Anyway, so I'm definitely not going to buy any more books this month beyond what I already had pre-ordered, which is only have a couple more books coming in, I believe. I think it's only 2 more, 3 more, 2 more, 3 more. But 2 of them might end up in November because they're the last week of the month. So we'll see. But I have 1 book on the way to me from Blackwell's. So, and then now I bought books from Amazon. So, anyway. And now I'm going to go buy books from Pals probably this weekend. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. We'll see. So anyway, reading going well. Tomorrow I hope to do at least a little bit of The Way of Kings. I just didn't feel like it today, and I'm kind of glad I didn't force it. You know how it is. But I'm really close on this one, so again, I might be able to finish this by Thursday, and then I could read one of my other Victorian books. It's really short, but I'd like to get to that too, and maybe Aurora Lee. I'm not sure about that one. But anyway, so I'm going to go to bed because I'm late. I stayed up to finish that section because, again, I just meandered longer than I thought. And then I forgot that I had to get up early to exercise. So I was like, oh, I lost time. I forgot. Oh, well, now I'm a little too late now. But I'm still going to be in bed early-ish. Not as early as I wanted to be. So anyway, I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow afternoon. Hey guys, I'm home and it's about 5 minutes to 5. Cooper's here. Truman's getting a snack before I feed him. Anyway, so we are here and today was a pretty busy day. Not super busy, but busy enough. But I did make progress in the Beetle. I got another 45 pages done at work on my breaks, which was really nice. So I'm just about 100 pages from the end now. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually really glad at how it's going. It's complete surprise on how things are going. And definitely the kitty. Sorry, Cooper wants to be petted. Anyway, the way that things are going, I'm just completely surprised. And I'm so glad I didn't cheat and look to see who was the last section. Because it wouldn't have made sense until I got there. So it worked out because I was kind of surprised. I just barely started that section. So I'm curious to see where it goes because we're getting like some background and stuff on what is actually going on or why this is happening. So I'm really excited for that. So I'm going to go change and get ready for that. I do have to do laundry. So I thought I better film this before I started the laundry because I have a bad habit of starting the laundry and then turning the phone on. Anyway, so the cats will be here with me. I think I'm just going to put an AMSR room on to get me through because I really want to finish this book tonight. That is my goal. I did listen to about 30 pages of The Way of Kings, but my work changed partway through the day and I wasn't able to continue to keep listening. So I had to pause that, and I was working on stuff that I can't listen to audiobooks at the same time. And then I just didn't go back to it because I got so much into the Beetle that all my breaks after that for my lunch and then my afternoon break, I was reading that. So as I said, I really want to finish this book tonight. I'm hoping to get it done tonight. That is my goal so that I can have my Victober read for this because I do want to read another one this week. That I'll have just enough time if I finish it tonight. Again, Way of Kings, I am still 400 pages from the end. Anyway, so we'll work on that. That one's going to be next couple days. I'm home. I'm going to try to be more conscious of, I think I've done all the stuff that I need to do that's not all of it. I'm going to have to still turn off the audiobook, but maybe I can get a good chunk tomorrow. We'll see how it goes on that. So anyway, but I will come back once I finish the Beetle because I am just gonna, as I said, I'm gonna go change, get the laundry running, and then I'm gonna lay on the couch here and read as much as I can. I mean, I will have probably dinner because I have leftovers. It's my last day of leftovers before I can get something else. So so I don't have to cook. I just have to reheat. So that shouldn't take long. Anyway, so I'm hoping I'll come back later. So here's the kitties again. There's Truman in the shoebox because I just changed my shoes to new ones. So they're enjoying that new box. And then, of course, Cooper here is insisting that I pet him. Anyway, I will check in with you guys later. Okay, guys, sorry. So I've been just sitting here reading. It's just after 7, and I have to eat. I haven't stopped to eat. I could not stop. I had to keep reading this book. It got so intense in the end. For a Victorian novel, I was just so into it. And anyway, so I finished The Beetle. I really, really enjoyed this. It's not. There are certain things about this I'm still like, oh, that was kind of a weird way to do that. But overall, this was really well done, and I can see why it was a bestseller in its day. I'm sad that not as many people have read it. But once you get to the end, you see how all the threads work. I mean, even now, I'm sitting there like, oh, I could totally reread this at some point. It was just so much fun, and it was definitely had a creep factor to it, so it's good for the Halloween season, I think, with the creature part to this, the beetle. But it didn't go the way I thought it would. I like the way the narrative style worked with the 4 different POVs that we get in 4 different sections. They kind of built on each other, and it kind of made sense in the end, why we got them that way and how. There was only a couple of times where I felt one of the characters in the last section, he didn't act like how I thought he would, but it had been a very stressful day, so I can kind of see why he doesn't. Anyway, but overall, it went in directions, and I was worried about a couple of characters, things that happened in the end, and I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen to them? I was really concerned for them, so it drove me. I had to keep reading this. I could not stop to eat, so I'm so hungry. But this was so good. I mean, again, it's not like 5-star for me, and I still think overall I like Dracula's story better overall. But I still really, really enjoyed this, and I think it's a great read for, a late Victorian, horror novel. I think it does really well, and I just think some of it was just weird in a lot of places, and it was kind of weird. Again, you have to take some of the consideration of the time period on some of their descriptions of people. There is a little problem with that, but again, it's for the time period. It actually wasn't as bad as it could have been, but I still, you still have to go in knowing that. But again, it's a classic. So I think the rest of the story really was very interesting. As I said, it went in such, the ending was so fast paced and things happened. I did not expect half of the stuff that happened in the last 50 pages. Like, it was a ride. I really enjoyed this. So I totally recommend this. If you can't get to it to this Victober, maybe think about it for next Victober, but I would totally, this is so good. I am so glad this is one of the books where I, read part of it and then put it on my card of shame going, I'm going to come back to this. At the time I didn't feel like it, but now it was the right time to read it. I was so excited to read it, to try it again and hoping I was going to like it. And the fact that it was really good, and I'm really glad I did. So anyway, again, this was not for any new prompts. Again, this is another serialized, Marissa's prompt. So I don't still need to work on some of the other prompts, but, it was just a book was on my card of shame for 3 years. I wanted to get to it to clear that off. And I am so glad I did. This was, definitely right now is my favorite Victorian read that I've had so far, and it might be my favorite for this month, but we'll see. It's just so good, so good. I'm just was so glad about that. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the video here because I have talked quite a bit over the last couple days, and as I said, I'm trying to do it where I close it once I've finished something. If I'm close to finishing multiples, of course, I wait until I'm done, but I don't think I'm gonna finish anything in the next couple days. I mean, hopefully Way of Kings I'll get really far, and then the next book, which I'll show you in a second. But this was so good. Anyway, so as I said, Way of Kings, I'm going to try to focus more on this tomorrow at work, and then maybe when I get home I do a little bit too. I don't know. I have 400 pages. I need to get it done this week because next week I start another epic fantasy series, Into the Narrow Dark, and I have to do that. Like, I want to do that so bad. Like, this whole getting this for Spookoplathon, my third roll, the feed scroll. I'm still stunned I got that. But again, I'm going to try to work on that. I would love to get it done this weekend and then be able to start Into the Narrow Dark on Monday. But I would really like start that Sunday, but we'll see what happens. So just as kind of a quick, I think I am going to not return to Aurora Leigh. I just can't. I just don't know if I'm going to, but I really want to read more Margaret Oliphant. This is an author that I have several books on my shelf I've gotten at library book sales and stuff. And I got this at, I think I got this at one, or, well, I got it at a used bookstore at some point. But anyway, this has the first three parts, or first three stories to her Chronicles of Carlingford series. It has The Executioner, The Rector, which I read my first Victober, so I don't remember it at all because that was, 7 years ago. I don't remember it, so I'm going to reread that because again, it goes in line. The Rector is like, I think, a short story, and then, or the Executor is a short story. The Rector is, I think, a short, another kind of novella-ish length. And then the other novella one is The Doctor's Family. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. And then I know the books get bigger, but yeah, the first one's only 35 pages. The second one is like 32 pages. And then The Doctor's Family, which is the longest in here, looks to be about 140 pages. So, anyway, so I'm going to try to read this in the next couple days. Because, again, I do want to try to get, I want to read, Margaret Oliphant. And as I said, I have several other books. And I want to see if I can I want to read the Chronicles of Carlingford series. And I know the other books are a lot bigger. But I do want to start that again because I found those books. And The Rector I read on from Gutenberg online, or on I don't know, on my Kindle, I think, or something I downloaded. So but I'm gonna do it out of this little book. So anyway, that's my next Victober read. I don't think this counts for anything. Oh, well, so this is one I can count for Kate Howe's prompt, which is to have something to do with religion, since the second one is called The Rector, and then the third one is called The Doctor's Family. Why was I just thinking, did I read something in here about that? Oh, it says here it represents her writing at its best and deals with personalities and moral questions. That's why I was thinking that it matched for this. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, if you guys, how's your guys' reading? Are you enjoying your Victober or your Spookoplathon or any of all the other readathons going on? I'm glad I just focused on 2 because I'm struggling. I mean, I'm getting stuff done, but not anywhere near, maybe what I could, but still, I got too much stuff going on. So anyway, that's it for this one. I will, check in with you I'll start the vlog, the next one, and we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.